I've been waiting so long to say this, and I'm so happy I get to say it today. We had back-to-back green days with Palantir, baby. And guess what? We even had a horrible news catalyst, and we still finished positive. Hit that like button for me, guys. Please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell because Palantir had a back-to-back positive day. Boy, does that get me stoked. Let's cover the sticks right now. So, Palantir had a nice little rip off of the open. We had a nice dip, and then we had a very bullish momentum to the day. And then we had, of course, the famous news catalyst that Biden dropped on us right around 1 p.m. that sent the stock plummeting. But the huge thing is we were trading above the VWAP for most of the day, which stands for the volume weighted average price. And what the great part about that means is you bought Palantir today, for the most part, you made money. If you bought it down here, you technically didn't make money on the day, kind of thing. So the huge thing is with the VWAP is we want to be above the VWAP because that means we're making money when we're buying the stock on that day. We don't want to be below it because that's a very bearish signal. It means that we're losing money on that stock. The other huge thing I want to highlight is this 2280 support and how many times did we test it? Did we break through it? Did we touch it? So much. We tested it so much. The other huge thing that I really want to point out is when we had this news catalyst that dropped later in the day, we hit an intraday low of $22.51. We didn't touch $22, which is awesome. And we bought it back up and we closed at $22.86. We finished up 1.02%, which was greater than the overall market. So guess what? Palantir outperformed the overall market today, which is not something that you get to say a lot, especially considering the last week that we've had. These past 2 days have been bittersweet with Palantir. So the huge thing on the day is we did test 2351. We did get rejected off of that. So the huge thing that I'm going to be looking at tomorrow and weighing is, are we sitting above 2280 tomorrow or are we sitting below 2280? We're above 2280. I'm going to look for us to come out of the gate, test that support, see if we can get a bounce off of it. If we get a bounce off of it, great. We'll have a nice bullish day. If we break through it, we're probably going to be having a very bearish day. We also need to keep in mind and keep our perspective that we do have this looming news about capital gains tax that's going to be announced next week, and how Biden is outlining this in his proposal and how it's going to help whatever kind of thing. So the overall market might be very tentative, especially tomorrow until we figure out this news. So don't be surprised if we're kind of, I almost want to say, I wouldn't be surprised if we almost trade sideways all day tomorrow, or if we trade a little bit up, or if we trade a little bit down kind of thing. I wouldn't be surprised because I think the market is going to be very tentative and very uneasy until we find out how this proposal is going through. The huge thing that I want to talk also about is how nice that these little moves are that we made. We are a little bit overextended, but later in the day when we had a nice rip here, it was actually a pretty healthy move and we weren't terribly overextended. Then the news hit and we were overextended, but when we did make our move later in the day, it was nice and we actually had a little bit of consolidation right before the close, which is perfect for the day. Aside from this harsh move today, it was a pretty darn good day for Palantir. Now, if we take a look here at the 5-day, 5-minute, we can really see that we did find the bottom at 21.24. A lot of people I know were saying that we were going to see the teens. We may still see the teens. It is not out of the house of the cards. This is definitely, we're not out of the bear or market correction yet. We're not really out of it yet. And with this news today, it's definitely looming over top of our heads of what is going to happen here. Now, the huge thing that I want to highlight on today, and I'm really starting to see this on the 5-day chart, is this 2350 line. The 2350 line, we touched it 3 times today, and we got rejected every single time. 2350, we hit it, rejected. We broke through it, and yeah, we did get a high of 2351, but each time after that, we got rejected from it. So I'm going to be looking for that. If we do have a bullish trend to the upside tomorrow, I'm going to be looking at 2350 and seeing if we can break through it because we did get rejected here 3 times. So keep that in mind for our bullish sentiment kind of thing. But just to highlight, the past 2 days really were really good because we were trading above the 20-day moving average, the 60-day moving average, and the 120-day moving average for the most part of yesterday and today. However, the news didn't help that today and really sent the signals back down. So it was definitely we definitely diverged from our normal trend of going up, 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 and then we went all the way down for some reason because Biden loved to give us that news, and I wish we didn't have the news because we would have had 2 really good days in the market and would have been a great way to go into Friday. But taking a look here at the 5-day, 5-minute, the RSI sitting at 53.75, which is good. It's just a hair above neutral. And if we take a look at the MACD going in the close, the MACD actually indicates a bullish trend. So hopefully tomorrow we will have a bullish trend. And we really had that crossover when we made that bottom out here and touched 2251 as our intraday low. Like, the fact that we touch that and then we have a bullish reversal is a good thing here on the 5-day, 5-minute. Now let's take a look at the 1 month, 1 hour. And this will really help us give a macro perspective here. And you can see this 2280 line and how many times we've tested it as support in the past month, and it's been a lot. And that's the whole reason why I'm hammering that as like an actual support, because it is a very strong support for this stock. And when we're taking a look at the RSI, we're sitting at 54.42, which is good. And we do have a bullish signal here going in. Well, we had a bullish signal going into the middle part of the day, and then we had the news drop and it turned into a bearish signal. And now we're headed back towards equilibrium. So we'll have to see how that goes tomorrow. The huge thing to also highlight is these 3 moving averages. We have the 60-day moving average hooking up. We're trading above the 60-day and the 20-day, and we're pretty much the 120 days at 2285. So we're trading just above the 120 days. So we're trading above all of them, which is pretty good for the stock. Now, the huge thing I want to take a look at tomorrow is how the market is going to be reacting to this news. Are we going to continue to kind of just be uneasy about it? Because if we're going to continue to be uneasy about it, look for either a bearish day or a trading sideways day of consolidation going into Friday. So I wouldn't be surprised if either one of those 2 outcomes do happen. We might have a bullish day, but I feel like right now, given how the market has performed over the past couple of days, I feel like we're going to be heading in that bearish direction because this is now another looming thing above the market's head. So the other thing I really want to do is I want to hop out here to the 3-month time frame and cover the 3-month time frame just to give even more of a macro perspective, because Palantir is worth so much more than what it's currently trading at. Because all the way back here in January, we're trading at $40 and $45. And right before we had the market correction, we were trading at almost $40. We were trading at $38, which is huge. So this stock has plenty of room to go to the upside. So we just need to practice our patience and practice long-term investing. Don't invest for the short term, because the short term, you're going to have to pay a lot of taxes. Long term is better investing because you're going to get better returns, and you're going to see better return because the company's going to have more time to grow. And these are growth stocks. They're not going to be $22 in 5 years. They're going to be a lot more than $22 in 5 years. So just keep that in mind. The other thing I want to really highlight real quickly is the 3 moving averages. So the 3-month time frame really gives us that macro perspective. So the 120-day moving average is sitting at 2316. So if we can get above that, that will definitely be a good sign. Remember, we did get rejected 3 times off of 2351. So we do need to test that. And if we test 2316 and get above it and hold it for the whole entire day, that is definitely going to be a good sign and a very bullish sign for the stock. The RSI is sitting at 5732. And then if we take a look at the MACD has a bullish indicator here on the 3-month, 2-hour time frame, which is good. And we're not terribly overextended here on the move that we had. So we're definitely making up for this dip that we had over the past couple of days, because DoubleClick really did us in, and we did hit a bottom, and I think we have found the bottom, and I think we're going to be headed upwards. It's Friday, so like I said, wouldn't be surprised if we're down slightly or if we're trading in a consolidated pattern for the rest of the day. But Palantir is really got a lot going behind it. Let's just do a quick thing and take a look at the news articles for Palantir. So Palantir CEO expects shocks from post-pandemic. Regents University of California buys DoorDash. Nope, that's not relevant. That's not relevant. So there's not any news really on Palantir. So that's the huge thing that just keep in mind is we've been assigned a target. I think it was like $35 by Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs has a $35 price target for Palantir. That means we're $13 away from our price target. So we have plenty of room to run, guys. So let's just be patient with the stock. I know it was a really hard past week, but these past 2 days have definitely helped me out. And I'm sure they've helped you guys out with the stock and holding the stock, and it's made things better. But really take a look at this stock long term and think long term about it, because I'm taking a look at it. I'm personally taking a look at buying leaps, which is essentially taking a look at buying the stock, buying an options contract for 2022 or 2023, because I think right now are some of the lowest prices that we're going to see. And then personally, I think we're going to have a run between now and 2023. So I think now is the best time to really just personally, I'm taking the opportunity to load up on leaps for the 2022-2023 timeframe. Now, remember, this isn't financial advice. Take whatever I say with a grain of salt. I am not a financial advisor in any way, shape, or form. This is just purely my opinion, and I'm letting you guys know what I'm doing because I want to be transparent about it. So if you guys can, do me a favor, hit that like button, because Palantir had back-to-back green days, which hasn't happened in a long time. I actually think it's been a couple months, really. I think we've always had either a green day followed by a red day, or we haven't had 2 green days back at the back. And if I'm wrong, please correct me down in the comment section below. But remember, hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you like the video, turn on notifications, and then if you do like Webull, I have my referral code down in the description. You do get 2 free stocks when you join Webull, valued between $8 and $1,600. You get one of those free stocks when your account is approved, and then you get the other one when you deposit $100 on the platform. And when you do use my referral code, I do get a free stock as well. It's a great way to support the channel, and thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.